It was quite political at the time at that stage because we were turned down because we were told that the pitch was just a few feet further away from the chain of rooms than was needed.
Football, sliced and diced with Sedgemoor FM and Apex Soccer Group.
Before we get into talking about today's topic, let me just give you a quick invitation. If you are a fan of a local club or a player, or even a club official, or in any way involved in local grassroots football, then you'll want to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell to get notified of all our latest uploads, as and when they drop. On this channel, you'll also get some local interest stories, the occasional behind the scene, glimpses into our studio at Sedgemoor FM,
Don't you take my Yorkshire pudding
and of course, the occasional music related video too.
from me.
Hi everyone, welcome to Slice and Dice. I'm Paul Coltman and today we're being joined by Andrew and Matt from Bridgewater Sports. We're going to have a proper delve into their history. We're going to find out why they exist, where they came from, what they do, why they do it, and what the future holds for them as well. It's really exciting times and such a great history to explore. We're also going to have a look at some of the troubles that they've had over the years, personally, as a football club, and also that have been brought on by the way the grassroots football just presents itself and the challenges that has for clubs just like Bridgewater Sports.
Hey. So Andrew, obviously you've been involved for a long time, past chairman and now obviously president, so probably best start with you to tell us a bit about the history of Bridgewater Sports and how we got here.
It formed in 1936. It was a factory-led club at British Cellophane. British Cellophane moved to Bridgewater in 36. They started a football team. That football team joined the Taunton District Saturday Football League, where they've been ever since. It's really in the 80s where a sustained period of success started, I guess.
Yeah.
Came out of school, and I was actually on Cellophane. I was on YTS scheme in Cellophane. Just as they opened the football club opened the doors to non-factory employees. Up till then, you had to work there to play there. But industry being as it is, numbers were dwindling, and they needed to open the gates to more people. So from 80s onwards, we started kind of winning things. The first team, we're back in the first division. On the first division, the Colts, as it was, we won the third division. We came up through, and late in the 80s, won the third division in the Seawood Cup in the same year. 90s was another special decade, really, with trophy wins, as well as winning the first division again. We won the Junior Cup, and we were the only Bridgewater side, the only team in the Taunton District Saturday Football League that won the Junior Cup. So that was special. After that, because we had a lot of good players, they wanted to try senior football, which was fair enough. You know, we never stopped anybody as a club wanting to better themselves. We've had some very good players come through the ranks at Cellophane, go on and represent Bridgewater Town Street and a few others. So we applied for senior status. It was quite political at the time at that stage. I believe the Bridgewater Town manager was also, he might be chairman of the Somerset FA. And it seemed a fit. He didn't want two senior teams in Bridgewater. You know, the Bridgewater Town to have the best of the best. He didn't really want competition. That's what we made of it, because we were turned down because we were told that the pitch was just a few feet further away from the chain of rooms than was needed. So the players, fair enough, they did go off and play for some senior teams where it left us with quite a gap of the best players. So the following season, 96 I think it was, we had to disband the Colts, unfortunately. And back then, you know, the reserves had to step up in the first team shoes, the Colts into the second, so we were playing slightly above our level, really. But we managed to get enough players to keep the sides going, which was what we wanted to do, and we had a lot of fun doing it as well. And we were phoning around getting all sorts of players, rugby players, hockey players, anybody who used to do anything on a Saturday fancy a change. And actually it was really good. We thought it was going to be a struggle, but we had our own, I think, just through that will. We got the right people in, the right characters, you know, it was great in the changing room, great on the pitch, great off the pitch.
And that sort of since late 90s, Matt, probably that pattern's now regular, isn't it? It's like not just for yourself, but for general grassroots football. It's that you peak to success, and you guys have had success, like roller coaster success for all the time. But obviously, you tried that progress, and you've tried again in more recent times to do that, and that it's come down to the fact that every time you lost the home at Cellophane and all that changed. You're now officially at Kingsdown, but again the facilities aren't there to support your growth and development that you had the opportunity to do when you were dominating Taunton District League. How has that, and again I'm fairly sure I know the answer, but how's that going to affected the club? Because obviously now we sit here 90 years in, you're a one squad club. Do you feel that is because of this lack of progression that you've been afforded over the years?
I'm not sure if that's the reason, to be honest, because we did regroup from there, and we did go back to 3 teams. We did win the league again, and we did win the Junior Cup again. 2014 we won it for the second time. A good group of players, some of those come through the ranks at Sports, played Bridgewater, and then they were coming back down and bringing that wealth of experience with them. Because obviously Sports will obviously retain the place in their hearts, and
of course
they came across.
I think throughout that time period that you're on about there's a lot of committed players that have been at the club for more than 5 years, more than 10 years, and I see that a lot nowadays, that a lot of players chop and change and go places for the jersey or whatever, but certainly that period is when I first started playing for the club. There's a lot of commitment from the lads, and I was lucky enough to be at obviously Cellophane for the facilities and that, and it was brilliant there. Losing that didn't help our cause to sort of progress as a club. So
you are a club that has a loyal player base, and like you say, there's names from the past that are still involved, and will still be involved all the way through to the point that they can't. But it just always comes back, and you're not the only one. There's other clubs within the league as well that have had sustained period of success, but have never been able to take it that step further, and to make that step to a county side, to progress and to take that quality of player and that sustained success to the next level. And I wonder whether or not that has been a part of that success. Lack of players, back to one team, success.
It's a large commitment. So to go senior, it's a large commitment for the managers and coaches that are all involved in that, and there's more cost to it, more travel to it. Nowadays, I feel football's changed over the last 20 years of playing and that
For sure.
At grassroots level, you see the size of the leagues now and that. I think some people are not lazy, but just don't want to travel as much, and you've got to get committed 16 good players. So we've had in the past, really, some of the players that we've been at the club have been unbelievable, and
more than capable of playing.
More.
You're sort of saying then, from your point of view as a club, the success at junior level was what you were always looking for. You wanted to be a successful junior club that had a strong club ethos for enjoyment, with success if it was there, but that wasn't your primary. You wanted to be a community as a football club.
Definitely.
And again, I'm not saying that's right, wrong, or otherwise, but I think that is where we come back to. We circle back around to the fact that this is your 90th season, and would that have been the case? And you guys have been around in Somerset a lot longer and across the country for myself. You see it season in, season out. These flash in the pan football clubs come in, win everything. 3-4 years later, don't exist.
Yeah.
The testament to you guys is that 90 years later, you've had your successes, you're the only team to win the Junior Cup from the Taunton District League, you've had some of the best players in Bridgewater pass through your club to go on and play higher, come back to your club to finish their careers, and I'm sure there will be more players that do that from the surrounding senior clubs that do that when they're on their way back down to grassroots football. That just screams to me that your success is in a different part of football than trying to play as high as you can possibly play.
Yeah, it's certainly never been the be all and end all for senior. You know, disappointed in 96, 97 not to get there. When we tried later on, a little bit less so. Our best players were getting older, and the younger ones weren't quite coming through. So one where we would struggle long term with that. But I think our longevity isn't part of just been trying to be the best junior club we can be. I think a lot of it has been we've always had a strong committee. I think some of the teams you mentioned there, they do get some of the best players come in. They're banging 30 goals in a season. I think they're better than they are, and they move on. And to detriment of our club, we've always managed our club with a strong committee.
Built from the foundations.
I remember turning people down from the committee. Can I come join the committee? Can I come be the secretary? But those people, same as the players, if they're not the right character, then we wouldn't sign well. It's as simple as that. No matter how good they were, if we thought one bad apple can ruin a lot of it, especially when we had the coach with the young players looking up to the senior players. We always try to set a good standard of
get the right balance of professionalism and fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I think that has helped over the years, because I think these days, I've seen it around, the players probably got too much to say for themselves, so they probably don't realise the hard work that goes on to get them on that pitch on the Saturday.
We all know that most footballers nowadays want to turn up, take their shirt off a coat hanger in the changing room, wear it, run around for 90 minutes and go home.
Play where they want to play with their mates. Don't do a job you need for them to do on a Saturday, and then you might disappear if you upset them. As in the past, we made it clear from the start what our selection policy always was. We're good at communicating with the players. I think they appreciate that. They got any queries, we sort that out. It's things down to communication, really. What they can expect from us, and then what we expect back from them.
But that leads beautifully into what can we expect from you in this year then? Obviously 90 years, what can we expect? Look, on the pitch, you had a great start to your 90th.
Boys have done really well.
You had a great start to your 90th. But off the pitch, what can we expect?
Off the pitch, we've got a quiz and raffle night set for December the 6th at Sedgemoor Centre, which is our new home. And we have struggled over the years to find a new home, but I think Sedgemoor Centre has really worked out well. Karen's brilliant there. So we've got that, and then for next year, at the end of the season, which we are sending the invite to obviously all that's been related with the club, is on the 30th of May. We're going to do a 90th anniversary party. We did it, didn't we, 10 years ago, or 9 years ago, for the 80th, which is at Blakewell, and that was a brilliant night, bringing all the old faces in, talking about old stories and whatnot.
Look, gents, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. Educational for me as well. I've learned a lot today. I try and always sort of, whenever I take on new projects and stuff, I try and understand, but even still, learning stuff from yourself, Danny, so thank you. Matt, excellent job, new chair, obviously big shoes to fill.